Hello everyone, this is Anna. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. This is the first actual gameplay video from the Lavender growth server, which is a server found about last month. It's pretty new, so you're gonna see just the sweet beginnings of starting on a new server. Well, I don't really have to start from nothing because we start in this beautiful little town, and I do have a townhouse here. For the first week, it's completely free to stay in one, and you have some storage, kitchen. I even have a bathroom, and yeah, you can sit on the toilet. But yeah, the main room is more of a living area and kitchen situation, and I already started cooking in the kitchen, so I have some meals. Let me grab the meal I cooked before, and let's visit my neighbor because I can see that one of them is online, so let's just give them a quick visit. Knock knock. This is where Sabri lives, and I think she is currently AFK, but she is sitting right behind the door, so I'm just gonna sneak in and give her the food and run away. So bye. But let me show you a little bit of this spawn area. So this is where you first begin your journey. You spawn right in the middle of this beautiful flower, and we built this whole area in just 2 weeks. You can see on the map that it's pretty large with the market, the townhouses. It's quite big, so I'm really proud. But we're gonna go to this bottom part, this place that has villagers. But these are the people that actually built this spawn, just me and 5 other people. And on the right you can see the library. I'm gonna try to walk faster thanks to this little cupcake that gives you sugar rush. And when you go south out of the exit and then into this build, this is where the villagers are. This is the trading hall. We have one of each villager type job for trading, so that people don't have to actually go and find villages and all that. And then when it comes to librarians, we have a bunch of them upstairs. But I'm just gonna look through them and see if there's anything useful, if I can sell anything. So I brought some of the rabbit feet to sell, and then some coal. That's not much, but I do have some emeralds from before, so I can get what I came here for, which is a saddle. I do want a horse as soon as possible, so that's my #1 priority. And then I do have the backpack that I crafted, and inside of it I can store a bunch of things that I'm not currently using but I want to have with me. So things for trading, for example, or the saddle that I just got. But I do need 2 more things. Well, one thing, but maybe multiple of it. I do need a mending book. I will be coming back here for sure many times to be able to enchant my tools, but the #1 thing I know I'm gonna need is the mending book. So I will grab just 2 because that's what I can afford. So I got my mending books. They're very cheap, which makes me happy, but we do have pretty much one of each possible enchanting book in this build, so that's good. You don't really need to make your own trading hall or anything. Everything is all in one place, so that's pretty convenient. But besides the villager trading hall, I also need to go to our community farm. This is an animal and fruit and vegetable farm that's right to the left side of spawn, so it's also very close, as you saw. And we have a bunch of animals here. So you have barns with like pigs and sheep and cows. We have bunnies, we have horses. So yeah, the stables are what I came here for, because we brought a bunch of horses from the general area of spawn, so that people can come in and actually adopt one. So these are free to take. So I'm just looking at them and checking their stats. I do love me a good mule, but they're very slow, so I'm looking for something a little faster, at least 10 of speed. So I think a donkey is not gonna do it, but this one is a 12, but it is gray, and I'm looking more for either a white one or a tan one. So let's just look on the other side. There's another gray one. They're very pretty, but just maybe not my vibe. The white one was too slow. The mule, again, too slow. And I think this is gonna be the winner. The skeleton horse is pretty cool, pretty unusual, but I think I'm gonna go with the tan horse. Even though it's not the fastest one, even though the jump stat isn't great, but this is gonna be a nice starting horse. Just something to begin with, and this horse hates me. It tried to kill me. Yep, okay, but we're gonna do it. There we go. And I do have my saddle, and at first I thought I was just going to bring it home right away, but I think I need some fruit and veggies, and at first I'm going to travel mostly by boat. So I'm thinking maybe I can leave the horse here with the saddle so that people know that it's mine, and I'm gonna come back and grab it later on. So, honey, you're gonna stay here, okay? Just behave. I'll be back this week. So, good luck. Bye. I feel bad. But let's go back here to my home. I just want to see what I've got here in my chests. Just gonna grab some more wheat so we can make some dinner. Never enough bone meal. Okay, so I do have some food already made, but let's make some more. I want to make something from the Farmer's Delight mod. There's just so many recipes that I want to start making whatever I can. So I do have things for the baked cod stew. So I made this one. And also just classic baked potatoes and bread, which despite having all these recipes, I usually always default back to my baked potatoes. But I have my dinner. So this is the spawn area on my map. And we have a bunch of portals around, and the one I'm interested in is the one that takes us to Z0, which is south by the skeleton farm, because this is the general area of where I want to have my base home. So when you go south for about 1,000 blocks, this is the area I chose for myself. It's a beautiful jacaranda glade, grove, whatever it's called. So I'm just seeing what I could use, some bone meal, some wood to build my first little starter home. I'm just checking what I've got. I'm gonna play some music, and in the morning we're gonna actually head so I can show you the place that I chose for myself. So, just grabbing dinner, but yeah, I think it's bedtime. Let's skip the night so we can begin in the morning. Okay, oh, this is my shop, by the way. I sell some artsy stuff like paintings and item frames, so I will be working on restocking this shop as soon as possible so people can actually come in and shop. And also, look at these. Well, the raccoon is looking backwards, so you don't really see the face, but there is a blue jay sitting on top of it. So this is pretty cute. Are you ready for the adventure? I do love this spawn area, and I wish I could stay here forever, but I do miss building, and I do want a place for my own where I can build freely. So I think it's time to venture out, and let's do this. I'm so excited to begin this new journey and show you the world, because there's just so much to explore. This nether portal takes us to the roof, so it's pretty safe out here, not too many mobs. And we want to go south to the skeleton farm, which I don't really need any levels right now, so I'm gonna go to the skeleton farm for XP some other time. but I do think we need some bone meal. I feel like there's never enough bone meal for me. So let's go down this water elevator and let's see if there's any bones. There's usually a chest full of it, so I'm just gonna snatch it up. Yep, there is a few stacks, so I'm just gonna grab some, and this is where people come in and they get XP. But let's go on the boat and start traveling down south to the place that I chose for my base. This is a really pretty magic grove on the right, and I will definitely work on getting my own portal soon, so I don't have to make this whole trip every time. But look, there is a village, so we might as well just take a look at what they have, if we could use any of it. I will never say no to bread, and maybe some workstations. This one will be actually useful for, building my base. And some iron tools, which is a great find, so I'm just grabbing all of it. Look at this kid. But yeah, I'm gonna steal some more things, sorry. I don't have too much storage, so I'm not gonna grab all of it. I'm gonna leave it to another person, but honestly, these villages are too big for one person to fully loot. I would have to go back and forth to my base to be able to grab everything, because it's just so many people. Oh, hello, the cartographer. I will be back for you. I do want a map. But, oh my goodness, look at this. It's a cat. It's gonna be my first cat, if it wants me, because I only have 3 salmon. Please. Oh no, last one, and it worked. So I'm very happy. We have our first animal, and also look how busy those villages are. There's just so many people living here, and my resource pack makes this so much nicer. It looks like there's actually a bunch of players around. But we're gonna stay here for the night. I hope you don't mind, because our kitty already chose a bed, so we're staying here. And my cat is refusing to go home with me. Come on, honey, I'm gonna show you our home, our new base. But nope, it refuses, so I guess I'm gonna be back. I'll be back for the cat, I promise. But for now, let me show you the place I chose. It's so pretty. The purple trees, it's just lovely. So this is the area I chose where I'm gonna build my first home. And so much has changed since then. This crow unfortunately left. I only saw it on that first day, and then it flew away, but I gave it some bread. And so much has changed in this area since then, because I filmed this about a month ago during the first week of the server, so I cannot wait to show you what I've built since then. But so far I'm just trying to clear the area, cut the trees, prep everything for my build and such. So what I usually do when I start is I create a bunch of chests. I'm usually running out of space very quickly because I am a flower picker. I pick every single flower I can. But this is what I usually do. I place these 4 double chests around a crafting table. And this is gonna be my little base to begin with. The gloomy weather is making everything pretty depressing. But I'm just gonna drop everything off, try and keep it as organized as possible with 4 chests, and continue clearing out the area, which it's slowly getting late and the rain is not helping, so the mobs are starting to spawn, which, you know what they say, when mobs spawn up, then there's less mobs in the caves. So I'm thinking maybe we could go down to the caves and get some basic stuff, especially since my axe just broke. So, I mean, there is this nice open cave right in here, so we might as well just go down and see if there's any iron sitting up. That would be, oh, look at that. Well, that was quick. I do need lots of iron for some basic tools. I don't even have armor, so that's gonna be needed. Never enough coal. And let's see where this leads us. I am placing torches as I go so that less mobs spawn below my base. And I think we should go down there. There's some mobs, but I think we should find a better way down. But firstly, I do need some materials, and diorite is a good building material, so I grab a stack of that. And I think we're just gonna start digging down slowly to make like a little staircase down to this cave. And this is pretty dangerous, but we got this. No armor, but let's just run deeper in and see where it leads us. Look at all this iron. And then it leads us to another cave. So even though I was only planning to come down and grab some iron and go back up, I might as well just keep digging. But I did bring a furnace so I can actually smelt all this iron, and I have some sticks. And look at this. This is an actual mine shaft that we just dug into. So I'm gonna need some better armor. We need like a full set. So while I wait for the iron to smelt fully, I'm just gonna look around. But honestly, why not? We're already here, we might as well just look around. I do wonder, do you have like a way you go about going into mine shafts? Do you leave traces behind you? Do you have like an organized way of exploring them? Because I personally just follow the ores. If there's an ore, I just take it and keep going forward. Not really organized at all, but that's just what I did. I feel like these mine shafts are so big that I would get lost anyway. But look, who is that? We have Alex's mobs, and some other entity mods installed on this server. So this is a miner, and I don't know if I should be able to hit it or not. Maybe if I had a bow, but I tried, but I guess just because it's invisible, I'm not able to get it. I guess it's peaceful enough. If they're peaceful, then I'll just let them be and just take my loot and keep on exploring. And it's here again. Okay, I will get you one day with a bow maybe, but for now, I think I'll just keep walking. Getting more loot. And look how huge this place is. I will definitely be back because it's kind of like two mine shafts connected together. But for now, I think it's time to dig my way up to create another staircase going up. And I think that's enough mining for one day. So let me just take you up. By the way, Lavender Grove is a private server, but we do accept new members. About like a couple of new people per week, not more than that, just because that's the capacity of the server so far. But if you are interested in the server, if it sounds like something that you would enjoy, you can go to the link in the bio and get yourself on the waiting list so that you can join us and play with us. That would be really fun. But thank you so much for joining me on this first day on the new server. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!